November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9 to go.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo.
Negative Alpha Bravo.
And this is 7 November Golf, Roger. Request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out.
November 8-5,
And 8-5, 7 November, say again.
Roger, I said can get back 30 feet before I come up on the
7 November, go.
Roger, I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my can use November Golf, 1 Charlie Echo.
And 8-5, this is 7 November, Roger, Charlie.
8-5 right now.
Now 1 Charlie, 7 November, go.
This is 1 Charlie, reference to your last, you're Brandon 158, extra 5 stock, 1200 between teams, that's local. Also request your unit take ground records to see if we can try to get Whiskey 9 and 8 for pause at the playground.
And this is 7 November, Roger, stand by.
Got that?
Got it? Alright. And all units, this is 7 November Golf. My unit Alpha, Echo, X-ray Alpha, Alpha in there.
One Charlie, Alpha Bravo.
Yeah, I never took a dip.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9 to go.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo.
We're live. Everything should be good. I was not really prepared right now. Ask me your VA disability questions and I will give you answers. We're doing this different this time. I'm taking this page out of Raider HQ's book. I think it's a great idea. You got to be a subscriber to ask your question. So go ahead and subscribe. And I think that will help me answer more questions as well. So it's like a win-win. Let me scoot that camera. I think I kicked it. Okay. Let the questions roll in. Hey, what's up, my infantry brother? Red Devil Paratrooper 82. How's it going? I assume you're Army 82nd, so that's pretty cool. All right. BDD and BDD excluded PTSD claims, including MST. What is this document VA sent out? I'm not sure what you're talking about. If you're in the BDD claim process, you need to submit everything you can submit for. But a certain document or a policy change or whatever it is you're talking about, I would absolutely have to see that before I open my mouth. It would be ill-advised if I did that. New member to start with, Travis Bond 7404. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. For everyone, this should be pinned, which I forgot to pin it. Let me do that right now. Pin this, and I will copy it to the mobile as well. We can pin that. Anyone can join the Discord. The link is in the pinned chat there. Members like Travis Bond here, you can link your Discord account and you essentially get untethered access to a retired VA Raider. So take advantage of it. All right. I pay him to answer questions. So at least make them work. All right. Yam, how's it going? I wonder what Yam you're talking about. Okay. Trigger down hero. So if I don't have a diagnosis from the VA yet, but they are treating me for the problem. So you'll have an SCT code somewhere in there where I'll be denied automatically. No, you won't. For VA disability claims, I just made a video on this not too long ago. Having SCTs are good enough, okay? I don't want to pull up my VA records because obviously my information will be blasted. But what I will do is share my screen, and I'll share with you. I'll just pull up the video where I go through my service treatment records. I'm sorry, my VA medical records. And then you'll be able to see what an SCT code looks like. It's very easy to find. That would be right here. Find your diagnosis in less than 2 minutes. All right, let's just ads, man. Ads on my own video. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see here in the video, I'm doing this. Those are my records, huge PDF. You can see the scroll here. I made an oopsie. That's why I'm not going to do it live. But you'll see oopsie again. Okay, here's where I controlled F SCT, Sierra Charlie Tango. And then you'll start seeing all kinds of stuff in your VA medical records. It's not a diagnosis, okay? And I want to point this out. About the codes in some condition names, some of your health conditions may have diagnosis codes in the name that start with SCT or ICD. ICD is what the planet uses, International Classification of Diseases. SCT is a VA thing. They're treatment codes. So is it a diagnosis? Technically, no. But if you're being treated continuously for whatever it is we're talking about, if you have like medication and stuff, that's a good diagnosis. For within the context of a VA claim, that is an absolute banger of a claim there. So will you be automatically denied? No, you probably have the diagnosis. We just don't know it yet because the VHA is weird. I hope that answers your question. All right. Buenos dias. What's up? How's it going? Good day to you. All right. Best way to conduct an HLR informal conference. Have your stuff ready. So first, in order to have your stuff ready, you need to understand why you were denied. And then you need to have, when I say your stuff ready, understand why you were denied and be ready to talk on it. A very stupid one would be like, hey, they said I don't have a diagnosis. In my VA medical records, I have a diagnosis for PTSD right here on page whatever. That would be like a very dumb example, but have your stuff ready, all right? If you know the issue, if you know what was missed or you suspect what was missed, have a conversation. Do not be combative. You're talking to the DRO. They're in charge, all right? You're not in charge. They're in charge. Have a genuine conversation with them. I did an HLR with an informal conference of my migraine rating that was rated at 0%. All I did was talk about my evidence. I didn't talk about my feelings or so-and-so, hearsay. I talked about evidence. And I was like, well, I got service connected, which is great, but I have all this evidence. I'm over here using GammaCore. You know, I'm using GammaCore 4 times a day. I'm on a preventative nightly medication. I'm on a rescue medication. How in the world is this? How in the world did the VA rate me not as prostrating migraines? I don't understand it. And the DRO essentially handled it from there. So be ready to talk your stuff. But in order to talk your stuff, you got to know your stuff. You can't just go in there and be like, well, the CMP examiner sucked and the VA this and VA that. That's not going to get you very far. So my phone is not on silent. Ooh, I made a mistake. Hold on. Let me do this really quick. Whoops. I was supposed to FaceTime my wife when I got home for my kids. Let me do this. I'm going to give my phone to my kids, and then I'm going to come back and talk to y'all. Oh, she didn't answer. She'll call back. What's good? How's it going? Hey, Clay. Pasty Rat. I absolutely love that name. I also love how everyone here is a subscriber. That makes me happy. Took that page out of Raider HQ's book there. I think it's a solid tool. All right. Hello. Spouse receives 70% for PTSD. How often does the VA grant this rating, but with an RFE? For PTSD also, I mean, you would see if there's an RFE or not. It would be on the decision letter. Okay. Also, to answer your question, we have to look at after this OIG report that came out in 22, if I remember correctly, maybe 23. It absolutely smacked the VA on unwarranted CMP exams. RFEs were part of that. So you don't really see them as often because it was interpreted as fine. We just won't do it. Long story short. But it would be on the decision letter. You would see routine future exam on the decision letter. Okay. So it's either they got one or they don't. It's not something that you have to guess. Also, she has a rating, but nothing for dental. Can I enroll her still into Chant VA, or how should I proceed? 1 second. Okay, what a fumble. All right. Hello, Mr. Clay. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you, U.S. Army Grunts. Same to you. That's my pinned message there. It was .pdf. They sent it out a while ago. All right. Had my first one-on-one with Jay today. I look forward to what's ahead for the first time in a decade. Hey, congrats, Ruckus. So he's talking about our VA claim company, which you may support, you may not. That's totally fine. It's up to you. But if you need help, we do. Jason and I pretty much got tired of farming everyone to other companies that we made our own. And so you just email VA claims at ebvaclaims.com. Shoot that email to us. But what? Let me kiss it. Okay, all better. Just like that, it's all better, right? I wish Uncle Sam would give us some kisses. All right. Chevy says, Raw, I love your content. Keep up the good work, and God bless you and your family. Thank you. I'll take that. The mental health exam change you mentioned in your last video, I think the new exam requirements generally sound good, but what did it change from? Yeah, so let me show you something on how to look at that. It basically added the review, long story short, but I'll give you a visual here. I have it all. This is part of my routine, daily, sometimes weekly routine on what I check. Go to changes. That was just added. I'm going to have to look at that, looking at quick submit. Holy January 12th. Look at all these changes today. So half of these are new. It is right here. Okay. So this is the video that I just did. This part was added. To figure out what's changed, just pop on right on here. It's going to download. You can't see it, but it's on my screen. So I'm going to open it for you. And I have to do some magic here. Some of that black magic. Is that it? Boom. Oh, nope. And then you scroll down, and anything in yellow is a change. And so you can see the changes right here. So this is what it, to answer your question, that's what it used to be. And this is what it is now. And essentially it's the review. I kept my video short because I knew I couldn't explain it as well as someone who knows what they're talking about. And for that reason, I would go look at Dr. Sharma's video on it specifically, which he just posted, by the way. Concise. And I'll show you which one we're talking about here. But yeah, it's his most recent one. He gives the board certified psychiatrist in the know of why he thinks it's not the end of the world, okay? But there's some potential things that veterans need to know. So, hope that answers your question. I can email it to you. Please do. TheCivDiv@gmail.com. Hey, Civ family, how's it going? From Long Island, what's up? From Louisville, born and raised. Thank you. All right. What was up with the video about secondaries? Well, you have to have a brain there, cold crawlers. And if you're in the space that I'm in and you're speaking with these people directly, live, you have to understand the best argument possible. So now that we understand that argument, we can now combat it. What happens is if you don't understand your opposition's arguments, you fall on emotion and you talk in circles. And that's not what people who don't suck do. Thanks for all you guys do. Amazed on how much smuck people are out there. There's a. Can I have that? Did she go bye-bye? Yeah. Okay. Can I have it back? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Hey. Go over there. Daddy. I got it. Killer. Relax. You want another squeeze? Yeah. It's right there. It's already open. Oh, yeah, it's open. Your cup's over here, big dog. Yeah. Okay. Greetings from Walla Walla. I'm on day 157. I don't got chickens like Jason. I ain't got dogs like Raider HQ. I got kids. I got 4 of them. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. All right. All right, I'm on day 157 of CSRC. Is there anything I can do? That is with your service. Okay. Thank you for this. Appreciate it. Initial filing date claim, 156. We covered that one earlier, or last stream. Initial claim denied January 2016. No evidence, no records. Same condition, granted post-kidney transplant, evidence not used. That, my brother, is you're looking at potential Q, not the easiest thing in the world. Anytime a clear, unmistakable error claim is in the works of your brain, you should contact a lawyer. A VA accredited attorney, they're the best at they are the best when it comes to appeals, specifically Qs. Had recent CMP to increase a torn ACL with knee brace now prescribed. Rating removed ACL and switched it to 10% for limited extension. Prim 21 could be separate. Yeah, so there's flexion, there's extension, and then there's instability. There's a few other instability ratings. And so my question is, do you have like patellar instability would be one of those, okay? Because when you look at prescribed knee brace, what you're referring to really, it's all gone. You want me to pick you up? Say up. All right, come say hi. Look at that. That's you. Okay. The prescribed knee brace you're talking about is for instability ratings. What do you want? No muffin. All right, that's all gone. But tell her the instability has the brace cane assistive device ratings that you're asking about. All the way with Jay and Clay. Cool beans. Oh, it's Kenzo. Kenzo, you're awesome. Thank you for everything. Feeling special because I got to be the 10,000 subscriber for Raider and Dr. Sharma. That's pretty cool. Psych, dude, great source of info. Yep. And congrats to you. How can the VA disallow secondary to diabetes for things that the NIH and other national medical orgs say that is common for diabetes? Well, it's not that they don't allow it. It's not really the VA. It's the contracted CMP examiners. I assume that's what we're talking about here. And then the question I have for you is, although the connection could be there, the question isn't, can X cause Y? That's not the question when it comes to secondaries. The question is, does your X cause your Y? And you have to look at competing evidence, and you have to reach that at least as likely as not burden of proof. Now, in reality, you're also facing the CMP exam world, which I just said it in the video I posted today. C&P examiners suck. Some are good. Some are not. Awesomeness, you are, Clay. Hey, thanks, Guns. I appreciate it. Just got claim type code 930 RC on a closed claim that now shows up as open and in evidence gathering. What does it mean? It's open and it's in evidence gathering. I would recommend people submit their claim and essentially forget about it until the CMP exam, because you're going to see a bunch of codes like this that do nothing for you. You need the add-on for YouTube. Okay. My VA disability pay was cut off because they didn't have my address. I'm homeless and trying to buy a home. I'm on hold until they reinstate my claim. How long does it take to reinstate my disability? There's no time frame questions. There's no way to answer time frame questions, especially on a specific thing like this. But you're homeless. That tips the scale as far as speed on your claim. And I would highly recommend working with an accredited VSL, because you need someone in your corner to advocate for you on things like this, especially with that power of attorney is going to come in clutch with this right here. Current filing for migraines, diagnosed with sumatriptan. All right, triptan is a medication. Should it be filed as secondary to PTSD or tinnitus for a stronger case? So again, the question isn't, does X cause Y? Like, does PTSD cause migraines? Does tinnitus cause migraines? That's not the right question. The right question is, does your PTSD cause your migraines or tinnitus, right? So to answer this question, it's never that's what I think. It's never that. Your evidence will dictate how you submit your claim. Now, I'm willing to gamble on PTSD being your best option, assuming you have some sort of evidence talking about anxiety, stress levels. I mean, those are big triggers for migraines. Also, filing GERD and other stomach-related claims secondary to PTSD. It's common, the connection's there, but again, does your PTSD cause your GERD? Your symptoms, your evidence, it's all unique. It's not, this is a snapback. Don't make fun of my hair. I can make this really small. It's one size fits all, and it's going to fit my daughter. Okay? Or I can make it big, I can expand it, and it's going to fit me. Secondary claims do not work like that. It's not a one size fits all. Your evidence is unique. Your evidence is yours alone. And so get the evidence and it will tell you how to submit. It's probably going to be PTSD, if I'm going to be honest with you. Effective date, December 1922. All active duty claimants that submits a claim for PTSD, including MSD, are required to provide a stressful incident. Okay. Is there anything in PACT Act for having a stroke and is claiming asthma as well as bronchitis, sinusitis, stacking? So asthma is not, the stroke for PACT Act specifically, no. But then you have to look at exposures. That's a potential thing. Then you look at Agent Orange and hypertension. And then you have these like I'm going to call them pseudo presumptive secondaries. Okay. That's a thing that I made up. Stroke secondary to anyone who's hypertensive. All right. Or has other like heart issues there. And so indirectly, yes. Asthma does not stack with sinusitis. It does with bronchitis. But these will have separate ratings. So between asthma, bronchitis, and sinusitis, that's two ratings. Sinusitis is its own, and then the respiratory system outside of upper respiratory is going to be a single rating, like asthma, COPD, bronchitis, sleep apnea. All those are a single rating. There's rare cases where sleep apnea and asthma can have separate ratings, or your rating can be upped to, I want to say 60%. It's a very weird 38 CFR code. That's very rare. So, and I don't mean 60 by asthma. I mean 60 sleep apnea with asthma. Crossing my fingers, my CMP exam next week goes good, and I'm nervous even at 65 years old. Who's not, you know? You don't know what to expect. The good thing is every CMP exam needs to be attacked in this manner. Evidence. So let's use migraines. Yeah, that's camera. You want to switch it? Watch this. You want to switch it?
No.
That's you. Okay. So someone, the CMP examiner says, hey, ask me about, or talk to me about your migraines. You don't say migraine, blah, 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 and you don't give direction. Okay. How you answer that question is, hey, my migraine started in 2012 when I was in the Marine Corps after my post-deployment health assessment from Afghanistan, right? I am walking the CMP examiner through my records to show that service connection. And it's always going to be service connection first, symptoms later. Then you talk about your symptoms, and not just your symptoms, but talk about your evidence, right? Hey, I use Gammacore as a preventative twice in the morning, twice in the evening. I'm on sumatriptan as a rescue medication. I'm on amitriptyline every night for my migraines. That's evidence to back up your severity and frequency of your migraines, okay? We have a new member who joined, Eddie Sanchez, 7123. Thank you very much. Everyone can join the Discord. Every single person can. Members are going to have member-only access to a retired VA rater that you can ask him all the questions, okay? I have some claims under review. I just found out the examiner only had VA MedRecs up to 26 March 22. How do I address that? The VA is my only primary care. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be you have an HLR incoming, assuming the evidence post-22 is relevant for your claim. All right. I want to know if this is like, I do have some questions if we're talking about direct service connection. You're going to have that in-service event, and the VA medical records ain't going to help you out there that much. Or if it's like secondary and you have that secondary evidence in those records, like it's got to be relevant. Whatever is in there, it's got to be relevant. But it seems like a potential duty to assist error, okay, a claims processing error. What are you doing? All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. What happens when you file for something that, according to the new criteria, you are eligible for 100%, but are being rated to the current criteria? Well, that doesn't make sense, because if the new criteria is not in effect, it means nothing at all. It doesn't mean anything. It's as if it doesn't exist, and you're rated on the current criteria. Right, so let's take mental health. I assume you're talking about mental health. First off, I don't think the new mental health criteria is favorable at all, and I'm gonna die on that hill. I hope I'm wrong. All right. But let's say you submit a claim for mental health and you have your CMP exam. The new criteria means absolute dog water. It's nothing. It's poopy butt until it goes into effect. So it means nothing. You're on the current criteria. That's it. Concerned Observer 001. I'm rated 10% for left ankle instability with limited range of motion, recently getting a lot of pain in my right ankle, knees, and back from shifting my weight around to frequently avoid. I assume there's going to be a secondary question here. Flare-ups, how can I connect my... Yeah, so first step is submitting the claim is easy. You can submit secondary claim by yourself right now in 5 minutes on va.gov. That part's easy. My question is, you told me here on YouTube all this stuff. I want to know if you told your healthcare provider. I want to know if you have that diagnosis for your secondary. I want to know if you and your healthcare provider have talked about... You need help? Is that better? I want to know if y'all have talked about you overcompensating. I also want to know, how severe are we talking about? How severe is your right angle? Because the more severe, presumably, would have more severe more potential to have secondary effects on your body. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You got this. Absolutely, he does. Yes. What you did between the Vietnam era and the Gulf War era is covered by what? Like peacetime era? I don't know what you mean by covered. I assume you mean PACT Act. That's not a thing for you. Okay. Now you still have exposure. So when I say PACT Act, I should have said presumptives. You still have exposure. So if you were exposed to whatever, right? Like Atsugi, Japan is an added exposure. You mean take it? Okay, I'll put it over here. There's still exposure. Just be honest, don't downplay. For the CMP exam, I agree. Cheese. Y'all see that phone case right there? That's sick, huh? Okay. Who is that? That's you. Okay. What's the best course of action? Oh, lawyer up. We answered that one. We answered that one. Thanks. You haven't been... Yep. CMP exams suck. I filed a claim for PTSD and then a separate supplemental for HIPs. VA combined both. Awarded PTSD HIP claim is in step 3, but since then, I have been awarded 100%. Can I cancel the HIP claim? You can. There's no reason you have to. You can go through it. I would just go through with it. But you can absolutely withdraw that claim. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Call, do a statement. That's what I would do. Well, I would go through with it personally, but you can do what you want. Yes, no, don't touch that. That's daddy's work. That's daddy's work. That's daddy's work. That's daddy's work. Got my med records. I love your picture, Mr. Cybersecurity guy. Got my med records. I see diagnosis in 3 different areas and referrals off base for meds, prescription, and on my visit summaries. Are they viewed as current chronic? That is absolutely solid. I'm going to assume you're doing a BDD claim too, that is a home run. These 3 is a home run. Those are home run claims, okay? What a diagnosis is a diagnosis, okay? Why are these fillings except to cover up the truth? Are you on drugs? Like, I don't know what you're referencing. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. As long as you have a diagnosis and record from service, you'll be fine. For direct, absolutely. Doghouse time. Yeah. I wonder if she texted me. Let me see. No, she didn't. Okay. Make sure I'm so good. All right. Danny Smith says, had HLR due to assist error. Now VA wants info my last job. Sounds like IU. And there it is. What if that job don't fill out the papers and send it? The VA will go about the process with or without it because it's not on you. All right. JP8 chemical burn from knees down. Can't wear boots. Can't work. That sucks, man. Nope. Don't touch. Hey, that's daddy's work. If you want toys, don't touch it. Yeah. If you want toys, they got to hear me. You want some toys? Okay. Hello. Thank you for being a member, Dizzy. I appreciate that. Sub, like, share. Yes, Rudy. Like, do other things. I appreciate it. All right, minimizing symptoms is the easiest way to short yourself on any claim. Absolutely. Don't exaggerate, but make sure you tell the story of your symptoms. Yes, and I would add to that. As you're talking about your symptoms, you talk about your medical evidence that shows the severity and frequency of your symptoms. So if you're on any... That's fish, huh? If you're on any kind of treatment, talk about it. You know? Hey, VA prescribed me physical therapy for my knee, whatever the case may be, or it's a prescription medication. Don't touch. Don't touch. All right, we have the first super chat of the evening, afternoon. Thank you, David Dottie, 8958. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the help you give veterans. Thank you. All right. I will love you for a long time. All right. What do you think is a VA disability might not be the actual VA disability? I don't know. I'm just going to skip. Of course, sir. I know the process sucks. I did everything. Oh, you're taught. That's a conversation. Okay. 100 P&T, can they still legally call me back up? For like the draft? I think you're referring to like going back to the military. People with 100% P&T rating serve in the reserve and guard, which is crazy to me. You want down? Yeah. Oh, you want my phone too? Yeah. Let me get the camera for you. There you go. Okay. Go party. Go watch TV over there. How about that? Go play with the kitchen. What's wrong? Oh, you need to take that? Okay. You good? You want to back up? Oh, that didn't work. Okay. To answer your question, you look older in your picture, so I wouldn't. In effort to align. You can't be copy and pasting your same question over and over again. What's up? How's it going? My bad. I would assume probably not. I was out of the country 1980. My friend is rated as well and talks about going back in. I mean, you got to get through MEPS. Okay? You have to get through MEPS. Did y'all see that? She wanted my head to touch hers. All right, Jason says, what is the hearing on the 14th about, if you have a clue? I assume you mean the House, because that's Wednesday. Yeah, that's Wednesday or Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. It's about the bit. I think it's about the bills, if that's what you're referring to. I'll show you where I got that from. X is where I get most of my veteran news from, because that is how this administration chooses to communicate. But it is. If we're talking about the House, it's bill markups, and they're going to present bills to pass the House. One of them takes away the concurrent use of your VA home loan. See right here. So it's the Briley-Edmondson Act. No one is against this. People are against the way it's funded. It's Fisher House Availability Act, which is pretty solid. I used the Fisher House when I was active duty for my kiddos. And then it's Veterans Community Care Scheduling Improvement Act, and then representing our seniors at VA Act for the House, if that's what you're talking about. All right, Jane Babcock, 7077, says, please go back to dental. Fed VIP for 100%, Delta MetLife for family of any veteran enrolled in VHA. Yes, I mean, if you're 100% PNT, you have access to apply for Chant VA, which is for your dependents. And then there's vision and dental, like DIP, VA DIP on top of that. It's not, it's a separate. How can I contact you? You just did, brother. You can also email vaclaims@ebvaclaims.com. What changes protect the Cold War era vets? The assumption in the question is that you're not protected. I don't know. I'm fairly certain that you... I don't know. Okay. Hello, what's up? How many years till they come after VA disability? So I don't think that will ever happen unless those two things that I talked about in a previous video that everyone got butthurt about, because veterans have soft hearts, happen, which are an increased burden of proof of secondaries, and then really overhauling compensation rates on individual disabilities, right? So an example, right now, mental health is 10, 30, 50, 70, 100. What if mental health was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? And that's following a GAO recommendation that came out of a Senate Veteran Affairs hearing. I didn't even come up with that one on my own. You reckon me to do you know him? If you know him, let me know. Get a dog. Yeah, too much. I got 4 kids. Maybe when all my kids graduate, I'll get a dog. Although secretly, I want my kids to live with me forever. I think American culture that pushes kids out when they're 18 is just not the right way to do it. I think we really missed the mark there. I like how South American families really stick together until they're able to be on their own, you know? Are you going to live with me forever? What, this? Are you going to live with me forever? She said, yeah. Ooh, Vera. Nice. Vera is an underused resource. I think the regional offices as a whole are an underused resource by veterans. Although, I mean, there's a travel distance there that you have to deal with. All right. Does the phrase permanent and total show up in decision letter? Only at 100%. You will see Chapter 35, Dependent Education Assistance, DEA, listed on your decision letter, and that's your P&T mark. You'll also find it on the VA app, which if you don't have the VA app, you should. Okay. You just go to your ratings and it will say permanent and total, and that box is either checked or it's not. All right, we have a super sticker. It doesn't show stickers on here, which I'm really mad at, but I see it on YouTube with looks like a hippo. Thank you very much. Don Gregory 2738. I appreciate that. If you have a question, I don't see your question, but if you have one, go ahead and throw it in the chat, and I'll catch it on the live. I have the live feed up over here, but I go in order of questions unless someone chats. All right. I have been denied for GERD. I have PTSD rated at 30. I have a Nexus from my primary care physician. Okay. So, there's a lot of things here. First off, I would want to know why you were denied specifically. All right, because I assume you have current diagnosis. I assume there's some sort of evidence that you have of your PTSD and GERD. Maybe you're on medication for GERD, whatever. And I'm making those assumptions because of PCP wouldn't write a Nexus if those did not exist. I also want to know what PCP are we talking about? Are they with the VA? Is it a private insurance PCP? What does their Nexus letter look like? Are things that are required in a Nexus in there to begin with? What? And two, what's the competing evidence that the CMP examiner used? What? Look. Is that better? What's the evidence used? Like, why would an examiner deny you in the first place? Those are my initial questions. It's hard to talk about denials without seeing the decision letter. But the Nexus from your PCP is probably a big reason for the exam to take place for an exam to be warranted for your claim, right? Because I assume you went to a CMP exam and they had a difference of opinion there. But HLR with the informal conference is almost always the recommendation I make for anyone who was denied that submitted a solid Nexus letter. Now, solid Nexus letter is its own conversation. I don't think anyone is saying that Cold War veterans are smug. I just asked if you were on drugs because your questions didn't make any sense. What era? And then I see your new chat. What era is between those two? It's peacetime era. That is the. What are we doing? You want to go down? Are you going to come back up here? Yeah. Can Vera speed up the process? Can they speed up the process? So Vera can do a lot. Can they speed up the process? I think the technical answer there. I'm curious. I want to say yes, but not in the way that we think. Okay. Not like if I go to Vera, my claim's going to be done in a week. I think they can just make sure whatever the reason for your appointment is, they can kind of double tap the claims processor or whatever that looks like. So I think the answer is like indirectly yes, but it's definitely not a, hey, prioritize this veteran button. All right, let me make sure Don Gregory didn't. No question, just appreciate your info. Hey, thank you, Don Gregory. I appreciate that. And we have another one here. Ernesto. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do. I appreciate everything that you do. Yep, and I'm looking forward towards that email. TheCivDiv@gmail.com is what you can use. And then JSMC Gifted One membership. I appreciate that. It's random. And so Smoke and Guns, you have received 1 free month. So join Discord. Everyone can join Discord, but members specifically can join. And you coloring? Link your account.
Dada.
Yes.
Green.
You're coloring?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. 100% P&T. I hear they still bring people in for re-exam. So I would be careful of what people tell you. Okay. When you look at people being brought in for re-exams, almost every time they prompted the VA to do so, meaning they submitted another claim, whatever. Or the most common reason that I find, a ton of people reach out for, not a ton. I don't want to exaggerate it. A few people reach out saying, hey, I'm 100% P&T. The VA is reducing my rating. And I'll ask them what happened. And almost every time what happened is they did an HLR because they thought they had an earlier effective date. They don't. And the DRO caught something. And now they're getting reduced. That's it. So if you're 100% P&T, don't do anything stupid. And the under 55 is irrelevant. Don't worry. I thought you meant going back in to the war that we're going to have in South America. So, which I'm just imagining all the troops like stationed in Colombia just having a good old time, you know? Man, that would be like the Kuwait of South America, I think, in Bogota. Beautiful. I'd probably go back for that. All right, county VSOs are good with queues also. Jane, I would disagree with you, okay? If the VSO doesn't suck, then sure. But there's no way I would ever recommend a veteran not use an attorney when talking about a queue, especially if they're at 100% P&T. TARA is part of PACT Act. It's part of it, sure. There's exposure. Usually when people say PACT Act, they imply presumptives, which is not TARA. TARA is not presumptive whatsoever. It has its own 3 elements that needs to be satisfied. Same with MUCMIs. Wish I knew this info when I got out in early 2000s. I wish I knew it when I got out. I got out in 2019. So, hi, thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you. All right. Email sent, disregard. No words. I'll get to it. You can find a lawyer. There's Guide on Law is who I would recommend as a small firm. There's no partnership there. He's just a good dude. Aloha from Hawaii. I'm Jelly. I'm at 90%. My VA primary care deemed me unemployable due to my service-connected conditions and medications. IU or poke the fat bear. So, if you're not 100% P&T, poking the bear does not exist. I'm trying to push that message to the veteran community. Poking the bear should only apply to those who are 100% or IU. All right. So in your case, if you're not working, go for it. You want to go? Yeah. Well, then go. I'll close this. You go. I got it. No. Have a denial for GERD. We answered that one. Hello. Thank you for being a member. Come here. Come here. Question. It's been since 22, but they only limited me to 100%, but not P&T. It's not been 5 years yet. You got 100% in 22. You've passed that 3-year mark. I'm curious what's happening here. Maybe a cancer. But that would have been examined. You want chocolate? Can you give me 10 minutes? Okay, go watch TV. Give me 10 minutes and we'll go eat some chocolate because I want some chocolate too. All right? Okay. You want some chocolate? Yeah. High five. Pound. Nice. Okay. I would want something is happening here. There's more to the story. All right. Okay. Thank you. I currently have 0% for left shoulder. Ligament damage, I assume, from 2000. I'm looking for submitting a claim to have it changed. If one, would this make? No, you would not get back date at all. It would be on your intent to file date and it would be an increase, right? But you're going 25 years with that condition. The likelihood of it being increased is pretty high. And I can say that without even looking at your symptoms. All right, if someone has had their CMP already, would this new change as of today affect that claim? No, the changes are for exams. I'm sorry, not for exams. Who will conduct your exam? So if you've already had it, doesn't matter. It's not like an end of the world deal, but it is important to understand, like, how many times do we hear veterans say, oh, I got an NP for my exam. They're unqualified, whatever. I know that's going to come up at some point for mental health. And so now we know when we have somewhere to point them to. Been trying for a year to get diagnosed with fatigue due to my PTSD needs, but my VA doctor only adds to my notes and not a standalone diagnosis. Chronic fatigue syndrome, Gulf War illness, all that stuff. We're looking at MUCMIs, which is medically undiagnosed. I would want to know if you already submitted the claim and if the VA, if you're just assuming they wouldn't give you an exam, or if you submitted the claim and they didn't give you an exam. Don't do that. Hey, don't do that. Leighton, don't do that. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. No. Then don't do that. All right. Watch his face turn on me. Okay. But when you look at fatigue and things like PTSD, it's also about rolling things out. It's not this, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that. And fatigue is a part of mental health, especially on the severe side. Like if you're rated 70%, I would assume that's running up in your provider's head. You went down? Okay. Let's do a few more questions here. All right. Dane2. Dang, sorry. Thought I was already subscribed. No worries, but thank you for your subscription. I appreciate it. I'm probably going to do this more. This is a good idea that Raider HQ has. If you don't know who Raider HQ is, you should. Solid veteran creator. Just want to say thank you for pushing out content and keeping us informed. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for saying that. I'm trying to find a question here. Why do I personally feel bad because I have a rating and it's not from combat? I was injured while on active duty. I can tell you what's not helping is all these people telling you that you don't rate because you haven't seen combat, which is one of the many side effects of people like Daniel Gade or Matt Walsh or Dakota Meyer opening up their mouth and saying stupid things. There's nothing I can do to help you feel better about that, except say you have a rating. To get whatever rating we're talking about, you had medical evidence and a clinical medical professional give the opinion that it's caused from service, and so everyone else can suck it, and I would go about your life from there. All right. And on that note, I'm going to leave it. Okay. We've been streaming for over an hour. I appreciate everyone who showed out. And yeah, till next time.